What if the biggest financial mistake most Americans make is buying a house at the wrong time? Not because they are lazy, not because they are irresponsible, but because nobody taught them the difference between looking successful and actually being financially secure. Right now, millions of people are trapped in homes they can barely afford, drowning in mortgage payments, rising bills, and constant stress. At the same time, others are waiting too long and watching home prices move further out of reach every single year. So, how do you know when buying a house is the smartest decision of your life, and when it could quietly destroy your financial future? And why are more Americans building online income and side hustles before buying property? This video might completely change the way you think about money, freedom, and homeownership forever. For millions of Americans, buying a house feels like the ultimate sign of success. A front yard, a safe neighborhood, a place to finally call home. But behind that dream is a question that quietly keeps people awake at night. What if buying a house too early destroys your finances instead of improving your life? Every year, people rush into homeownership because friends are buying homes, family members are asking questions, or social media makes it look like everyone is winning. They stretch their income, empty their savings, and lock themselves into massive monthly payments. Then reality hits harder than expected. The mortgage payment is only the beginning. Property taxes rise. Repairs appear out of nowhere. Interest rates change. Insurance costs increase. Suddenly, the dream house feels like a financial prison. At the same time, other people wait too long. They keep delaying the decision year after year because they are afraid of commitment or afraid of market crashes. While they wait, home prices continue rising and rent keeps draining their paycheck every single month. So when should the average American actually buy a house? The answer is not based on age. It is not about turning 30 or getting married or following trends online. The right time depends on financial stability, emotional readiness, and whether buying a house improves your life instead of controlling it. The first sign that you are ready to buy a house is simple. Your income is stable and predictable. If your paycheck constantly changes, or if you are barely surviving each month, homeownership can become dangerous very quickly. A house does not care if you had a bad month financially. The payments keep coming. The second sign is having savings beyond the down payment. Many people make the mistake of spending every dollar just to get the keys. Then the water heater breaks. The roof leaks. The car needs repairs at the same time. Financial stress slowly turns excitement into regret. The third sign is staying in one place long enough for buying to make sense. If you plan to move within 2 or 3 years, buying a house can actually cost more than renting because of closing costs, maintenance, and market uncertainty. But here is where the emotional tension becomes real. People often feel embarrassed renting while friends buy homes. They feel left behind. They feel like failures. Yet many homeowners secretly struggle with debt, stress, and sleepless nights just to maintain appearances. The truth is uncomfortable. A house can build wealth, but it can also destroy freedom if the timing is wrong. And this is exactly why more Americans are starting to focus on something else before buying property. They are building additional income streams first. Because the strongest position to buy a house is when you are not relying on one paycheck alone. That is where online income and side hustles completely change the game. Imagine this. Instead of depending only on your job, you have an extra $1,000 or $2,000 coming in every month from online work. Suddenly, saving for a down payment becomes easier. Mortgage payments feel less stressful. Emergencies become manageable. And the best part is that many profitable side hustles can start with almost no money. One of the easiest examples is freelance work online. Someone who knows basic graphic design can sell logos to businesses. Someone good at writing can create blog posts or scripts for YouTube creators. Even video editing has become a massive opportunity because content creators constantly need help. Another powerful side hustle is print on demand. People create simple designs for shirts, hoodies, mugs, or phone cases. Websites handle the printing and shipping, while the creator earns profit from each sale. Some Americans are making money through faceless YouTube channels. They create videos about finance, motivation, sports, or celebrity news without showing their face. One successful video can continue earning money for months or even years. Others use affiliate marketing. They recommend products online through videos, blogs, or social media posts. When someone buys through their link, they earn commission. What makes these side hustles powerful is not just the money. It is the freedom they create. Because when you have multiple income streams, you stop making desperate financial decisions. You stop rushing into a house because society expects it. You stop feeling trapped at a job you hate just to protect your mortgage payment. You gain options, and that changes everything. The average American should buy a house when it brings stability, not stress. When monthly payments fit comfortably within their budget. When they have emergency savings. When they are emotionally ready for responsibility. And ideally, when they have built extra income streams that protect them from financial uncertainty. But they should not buy a house just to impress people. They should not buy because of fear. And they definitely should not buy when they are already drowning financially. Because the goal is not simply owning a house. The real goal is building a life where money stops controlling every decision you make. That realization often comes later than people expect. Many homeowners spend years chasing the image of success, while quietly sacrificing peace of mind. They work overtime constantly. They avoid vacations. They panic every time an unexpected bill appears. From the outside, everything looks perfect. Inside, the pressure keeps growing. And then something happens that changes the entire conversation. A layoff, a medical emergency, a recession, a sudden increase in living costs. The people surviving these moments are usually not the ones with the biggest houses. They are the ones with flexibility, savings, and multiple ways to make money. This is why smart financial decisions today are less about looking rich and more about becoming resilient. The internet has created opportunities that previous generations never had. A person sitting at home with a laptop and internet connection can now build income streams that once required offices, employees, or huge investments. Take digital products as an example. Some people create simple budgeting templates and sell them online. Others create fitness plans, study guides, meal plans, or social media templates. One product can be sold thousands of times without needing physical inventory. Another growing opportunity is online tutoring. Americans who understand math, English, science, or even basic computer skills are teaching students worldwide through video calls. Some people start part-time and eventually replace their full-time income completely. Then there's the rise of online stores. Many successful sellers started by identifying small everyday problems. Someone sells desk organizers for remote workers. Another sells pet accessories. Another focuses on affordable home decor. They test products through social media and slowly build profitable brands from home. The emotional shift happens when people realize they no longer feel trapped financially. That extra income changes behavior. Instead of fearing every expense, they start planning long-term. Instead of living paycheck to paycheck, they build emergency funds. Instead of arguing constantly about bills, families begin thinking about opportunities. And eventually, buying a house becomes a strategic move instead of an emotional reaction. But there is another side to this story that almost nobody talks about. Some Americans buy homes believing property values will always rise forever. They assume the market can only go up. History has repeatedly shown that this is not true. Housing markets can cool down. Interest rates can change demand. Economic downturns can reduce home values temporarily. This is why buying a house should never depend entirely on hope. It should depend on preparation. A financially prepared buyer can survive market uncertainty because they are not depending on perfect conditions. They have savings. They have income stability. They have side income. They can handle setbacks without collapsing financially. That confidence creates a completely different experience of homeownership. Instead of fear, there is security. Instead of constant stress, there is breathing room. And perhaps most importantly, there is patience. Patience is one of the most underrated financial advantages in modern America. Desperate buyers often overpay. Desperate workers stay in terrible jobs. Desperate people make emotional decisions because they feel cornered. But the people building online income streams and profitable side hustles slowly gain something powerful over time. Choice. A freelance writer with steady clients has more options. A content creator earning ad revenue has more flexibility. An online seller with consistent monthly profit has more control. Even an extra $500 a month can completely change someone's financial trajectory over several years. That extra money can eliminate debt faster. It can grow investments. It can become a house down payment fund. It can protect a family during emergencies. And eventually, the dream of buying a house stops feeling impossible. The average American does not need to become a millionaire overnight. Most people simply need stronger financial foundations before making massive commitments. That starts with smarter habits, learning valuable online skills, creating additional income streams, avoiding unnecessary debt, saving consistently even when progress feels slow. Because the people who quietly build financial discipline today are often the same people who create freedom tomorrow. And in the end, the smartest time to buy a house is when that decision adds peace to your life instead of pressure. That peace is becoming more valuable than ever before. For years, society convinced people that success followed a very specific timeline. Graduate school, get a job, buy a house immediately, spend decades paying for it. Repeat the cycle. But the modern economy does not work the same way anymore. Jobs are less stable than previous generations expected. Living costs continue rising. Technology changes industries rapidly. Entire careers can disappear within a few years, while completely new opportunities appear online almost overnight. That reality forces people to think differently about money. The average American today cannot rely only on traditional systems if they want financial security. Waiting for one paycheck every 2 weeks, while expenses keep increasing, creates constant pressure. And that pressure affects more than finances. It affects mental health, relationships, confidence, sleep. People begin feeling like they are running endlessly without getting ahead. That is why side hustles are no longer just extra income for many Americans. They are becoming survival tools and eventually paths toward freedom. Consider how many ordinary people quietly change their lives online. A delivery driver starts posting short financial advice videos after work. At first, nobody watches. Weeks pass with almost no views. Most people would quit there. But eventually one video gains traction. Then another. Months later, brand deals and ad revenue begin generating more money than the original job ever did. A college student starts editing videos for creators online. The first clients pay very little. The work feels exhausting, but skills improve over time. Better clients arrive. Income grows steadily. Eventually, that student builds a small editing agency, working from home. A single mother begins selling handmade digital planners online because she needs extra money for bills. At first, sales are slow. Then people begin sharing her products on social media. Her small online store turns into consistent monthly income that gives her financial breathing room for the first time in years. None of these stories begin with perfect conditions. They begin with uncertainty. And that is the part most people struggle to accept. Building financial freedom usually looks messy in the beginning. Progress feels slow. Results feel invisible. Doubt appears constantly. Friends and family may not even understand why someone spends late nights working on side projects after already working a full-time job. But slowly, something changes. Skills compound. Experience compounds. Confidence compounds. Income compounds. And eventually, opportunities appear that were impossible to see at the beginning. This same mindset applies directly to buying a house. The strongest buyers are usually not the people trying to impress others. They are the people who prepared quietly for years. They improved their income. They reduced unnecessary expenses. They built savings consistently. They created backup income streams. And when the right opportunity appeared, they moved from a position of strength instead of desperation. That difference matters more than most people realize, because buying a house from desperation often creates fear. Fear of losing the job. Fear of missing payments. Fear of unexpected repairs. fear of economic downturns. But buying from preparation creates stability, and stability changes the emotional experience completely. Instead of wondering whether one emergency could ruin everything, prepared homeowners can focus on building a better future. That future may include investing, starting businesses, traveling, helping family members, or simply living without constant financial anxiety. Ironically, many people achieve homeownership faster once they stop obsessing over the house itself and start focusing on increasing their value in the marketplace. A person with valuable online skills becomes harder to replace. A person with multiple income streams becomes harder to financially break. A person who understands money gains advantages that last far beyond one paycheck. And perhaps the biggest lesson of all is this: the average American does not need to follow someone else's timeline. Some people should buy a house at 25. Others should wait until 35. Some may discover that renting while building investments and online businesses creates a better lifestyle for years. Financial success is not about copying what looks good on social media. It is about creating a life that gives you security, freedom, and peace of mind in the real world. Because at the end of the day, a house is only valuable if the life inside it feels stable. And the people who win financially are often the ones who learned how to build income, patience, and discipline long before they signed the mortgage papers. In the end, buying a house is not a race. It is not about proving something to strangers online. It is not about competing with friends, co-workers, or neighbors. And it is definitely not about forcing yourself into financial pressure just to look successful for a moment. The average American should buy a house when they are financially prepared, emotionally ready, and strong enough to handle both the dream and the responsibility that comes with it. Because a house can either become a foundation for freedom or a source of constant stress. The difference is preparation. The people who create lasting wealth usually follow the same principles. They build stable income. They develop valuable skills. They create side hustles and online income streams. They save consistently. They stay patient when others rush emotional decisions. And over time, those small smart choices completely change their future. Remember this: one extra skill can increase your income. One side hustle can become financial security. One smart decision today can protect your entire future tomorrow. Do not focus only on buying a house. Focus on becoming the kind of person who can comfortably afford the life they truly want. That is real success. If you enjoyed this video and want more practical advice about money, side hustles, online income, and building financial freedom, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who needs to hear this message today. Your future can change faster than you think if you start taking action now.